IVM.
Hey, so what do you think Jishnu, Dinkar and I have in common? Well, it's all that we are solid underachievers. But if you like the opposite, which is that of a superachiever, then you should definitely check out the Vishal Gondal Show, where Vishal, the host who I just named and is also in the title of the show, The Vishal Gondal Show, interviews superachievers like Ronnie Screwwala, a great superachiever, Amish Tripathi, another great superachiever. So, if you're an achiever and would like to become a superachiever, then you should probably check out The Vishal Gondal Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Geek Fruit Bulletin, our, weekly thing of news and not news.
So here's something kind of out of the blue.
Hit me.
Remember how once we were called a tech podcast? I'm going to make good on that.
By whom? Savan, was it?
Savan? Somebody at Savan? Yeah. So I'm going to make good on that.
Okay, hit me.
Nolan and Paul Thomas Anderson have made an official pitch to have TV makers kill motion smoothing. Do you know what that is?
Right, yes. So,
have you heard about this?
So I have a 4K TV at home, and some TVs give you the option to remove the motion smoothing or motion blur, whatever they want to call it, and some have it. But it is also the thing that makes everything in high resolution look like a Mexican soap opera.
Yeah.
So now, what does this mean for Nolan PTA?
What this means is that basically big fish like Paul Thomas Anderson, Christopher Nolan, who are incredibly pedantic about the little details.
Correct. Yeah, a bit too much.
Yeah.
Didn't Nolan hate Netflix also? He hates Netflix. So why is he getting involved then?
I don't know. But it's more about the home release of his films, I guess. Because it's a very long Verge article where he was interviewed and he said a whole bunch of things about basically when you look at my movies at home, they don't look the way I want it to look, which is the way a lot of people feel. And I think it's about damn time. It's kind of strange that it's taken this long. It's something I never quite thought about because
it's the first time I saw it was at Star Trek Discovery, which is a show that has been shot in 4K. Yeah, you've seen it, right? Yeah. And when I saw it on I saw it first on my brother's TV, in his place, and he's also got a big kind of screen and everything. But there was something weird about it. I was like, it looks like I can see the makeup on your face, and I can see it's too real.
So it's just a simple little thing.
So what is it? Is it motion smoothing on that makes it look that way, or off makes it look more unreal, that makes it believable?
There are a lot of variables at play. So there's no simple answer. It depends on, it's on a case by case thing. It's a matter of motion blur mixing with frame rate.
Frame rate, that's what I always thought.
It's a bit of both. So it depends on either thing. So you also have to look at stuff shot here. It's the smallest detail, but a 24 FPS versus a 25 will differ.
But that's still less,
especially if your TV is running at a 60 FPS.
Yeah.
When you're on 25, that's an odd number to play with, and when it's on 24, it's a little bit better. It's super minutia. It's really tiny.
I do know it does make a difference.
But it'll only make an impact to tech heads and people that really care.
It makes everything look like, it makes even Star Trek look like Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
A little bit, yeah. So all I'm getting at is I think it's good that we finally have big fish like Nolan and Paul Thomas Anderson who are vying for this tip.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree.
We needed somebody like them to say something before anybody would take it seriously.
To keep upgrading the resolution? Is it going to get to 8K? When are we going to stop?
There is 8K.
Yeah, no, but are people going to start releasing stuff in 8K?
Of course they will.
But why?
Why? Because, people want to see the tiniest nose hair on your face.
Why?
I don't know.
That's my point. I don't know. Where's it all going to stop?
Honestly, I think the only good thing that comes with upping your resolution constantly and so often is that your visual effects will get that much better. You need as movies get more visual effects heavy, Infinity War has 2,900 VFX shots out of 3,000 shots. You need to have the VFX up to par with looking at a real person.
But then doesn't that make the distinction between what's real and what's not real even greater?
No, it should make it clearer.
Yeah, right? No, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a larger gap between what's real and what's unreal.
No, it'll make the gap smaller.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can look at it this way. It's compare Mary Poppins.
I love Mary Poppins.
To Infinity War. So in Mary Poppins, when you have the cartoons mixing with Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
It's the juxtaposition that makes it surreal, as opposed to in Infinity War, where like it's constant. There's like you're looking at. There's almost no shots where it's just real people and real effects or practical effects.
Fair enough.
Those lines are meant to be blurred for 2 hours and 45 minutes or something like that constantly.
The first time I was introduced to this entire frame rate kind of thing and, this whole, was when Peter Jackson did it for The Hobbit. He did his movies in 48 FPS, which kind of was weird in the beginning, but then I kind of got into it.
You just have to get used to it, it's just a different thing. Yeah,
that's weird. Movie. And quickly transition to the last thing we're going to talk about, which is the Captain Marvel photographs that came out. Did you see any of those?
Yeah, I did. Not much to go off of. I mean, like, you know what I'm more excited about?
The Skrulls.
No. Yes. This kind of going off of the Skrulls is, have you heard the talk about Nova?
Ooh, so Kevin Feige, I love Nova.
Kevin Feige has piped up a little bit in a few interviews lately, post the Captain Marvel photos coming out, talking about Nova.
I'm not the biggest fan of Nova. I mean, I like the character, but
what I like about the idea of the way that this could play out is the fact that it ties back into Guardians 1, which we all know is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But 2 is that the origins of Nova are based off of Roman Day, who we saw in Guardians 1 and John C. Reilly, who was hilarious. Yeah. So if there's any chance of him coming back, I'm all for it.
But it's so weird because Nova is such a serious character in the comics.
However, I think what would be cool though is, especially, I don't think I'll ever get over this James Gunn thing, but in the wake of all of that, I think a good way to alleviate mine and several other millions of people's wounds.
No, mine too, man. Honestly,
is that if we continue the story of the Nova Corps via John C. Reilly in some way.
Is he still alive after the...
It's up in the air, right? Like, we don't know. Like, it was just a throwaway line that, Thanos took it a week ago from Nova.
Off screen, so sad.
So if John C. Reilly essentially mentors Nova, which is what Roman Day does, right? Roman Day, but he basically gives this Terran, this regular Earth kid, the powers of Nova, and before he can teach him how to use it, he bites the bullet. But so you essentially get a Spider-Man meets Green Lantern.
Yeah.
You get the innocence of Spider-Man with the magic ability of Green Lantern.
That's true.
Bestowed upon him. And then imagine if John C. Reilly is your Miyagi.
That would be funny.
That would be hilarious. So like you
think this would be like a subplot of a Guardians 3 movie or a separate movie?
It will be, I think it'll be a separate movie, but a movie that lives very well with Guardians. Because then you could get what Thor and Cap did. Like, you get Loki morphing into Captain America in the middle of the movie. Which is just amusing. I'm not saying you need to have a full-blown thing, but the notion that at any given point you could have like Rocket just show up in a Nova movie.
Yeah, exactly. Fun, it's kind of set up its own little corner of the universe. So I really like that about Guardians.
I like that we're getting into that
the cosmic
kind of
stuff. Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Doors are opening.
That is our episode. Let us know what you think about Nova, about Captain Marvel, about Black Panther, about what was the other thing? What was the other one?
48 FPS versus
48
60
FPS. Yeah, that's what we were going to say. Do you think do we record the podcast in 25 FPS? You think?
Sure.
I'm gonna ask the back end team to find out.
We're doing 48 kilohertz.
We do it in 48.
Or is it 44?
It's 48 for sure. We don't record anything. This is a
such
an esoteric nonsense. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks for letting us know what you think in the future. All right.
Tell us all the things you think about your notes.
Yeah. It's IVM here. Let's go. We the IVM kids on the block over here. Just to talk, taking a break from producing all day, coming on this podcast because we got stuff to say. IVM Daily is the name of the show. Monday to Friday, we ready to go. Talking about stuff in our head. We might even talk about our favorite bread. Signing out, it's IVM here, the podcast network that's in your ear.
Catch IVM Daily Monday to Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Give me a word. या कोई भी लाइन कुछ भी हो सकता है यार. क्या कहा आपने? टोपी. Okay. Mohan Joshi hated wearing topis. He felt suffocated in them. टोपी पहनते ही उसे स्कूल की याद आती थी. Where of course he had no choice but to wear a टोपी. But जिस दिन पास आउट हुआ उसी दिन उसने अपनी टोपी का bonfire बना दिया. And since then he'd never worn a cap or a hat. ना कड़कती धूप में and not even to बचो from the ठंडी. But from Monday 26th February, Mohan Joshi had to wear a topi all the time. Why? Because if he didn't, everyone around him knew exactly what kya soch raha tha. They knew that he was wondering how the girl in the yellow churidar would look bina kapde ke. They knew when he was calling the boss a sadela tomato. They knew everything. पर ये सब हुआ कैसे? अरे भाई, यही तो स्टोरी है. और ये स्टोरी आप ही ने मुझे दिया by giving me the starting word. यही तो है The Croc's Tales. Words आपके, कहानी आपके लिए. Catch the stories on Monday and Thursday on the IVM website, app, and anywhere you get your podcast from. See you soon.